welcome to Lifted Stronger. This is your upper body push workout. This one is going to be all supersets, just the way we like it. So we're going to be working our chest, our shoulders, and our triceps in superset form, followed by a really short but spicy finisher, of course. Let's get right into it. But before we do that, weights that you're going to need, I would say medium to light. Today I'm going to be using 10 to 15s. But again, if I was doing this on my own workout and not recording and having to talk all the way through it, I would probably go a little bit heavier. But having a nice variety of weights is going to serve you better than limiting yourself. Okay, so don't just take these as my suggestion. Listen to your body first and foremost. All right, let's pop right into it. So meet me on your mat when you're ready. We're just going to start with a quick warm up. So arms at goal post right here, and we're just going to take our arms back, squeezing our shoulder blades together, opening up the chest, and then squeezing them back into the front. So we open, squeeze, so we're just gonna pass that midline a little bit of the body and then come back and squeeze. We don't have to touch our forearms together, although if you would like to, and that feels good, all the power to you. Good, just open it up, and squeeze it back. Let's do one more. Open and squeeze back. Good. Come to neutral, and we're just gonna take our arms up and then pull it back down. Up and pull down. We're just opening up the chest here, starting to warm up the shoulders a little bit. We're going to make sure that our rib cage stays down. Let's do two more. Good, amazing. Back to neutral, and we're just gonna go into some rotations here. Good, waking up the core, the spine, all of it. Good. Remembering to breathe all the way through, even through our warm up. Amazing. One more each side. Good. Find yourself at the back of your mat. We're going to go into a forward fold. So forward fold down. Those legs are so sore from lower body. I can't even walk your hands forward. Find yourself in a nice high plank, and you can either drop to the knees or take it from the toes. And we're just going to go into one push up here and then walk ourselves back up. Wow. If you're doing this after leg day, holy moly, that is some serious lactic acid buildup. Good. Fold forward, hold it down here, and we're just going to do 5 push-ups. I'm going to take mine from the knees as we're just in our warm-up. No need to push it yet. Good. Amazing. And one more. Incredible. You can stay down on the floor because our first superset is down on the floor. It's wonderful. So our first superset is going to be chest. The 2 movements we're going to do is a chest fly. So opening up the arms wide and then bringing them back in a lying down position. And then the second one is a crush press. Love them. So we're going to do them back to back, 8 to 12 reps each. We're going to have a small break in between and then getting right back into it. I'm going to stick with my 15s here for both exercises, but again, feel free to choose the weights you need and make sure you're writing that down in the tracker. So we are going for 8 to 12 reps. Okay. We want to make sure our form is spectacular. So when you're ready, down onto the mat and we'll talk about that form, okay? So weights right over the chest and let's get started. So we're going to open it up, little bend in the elbows and then squeezing these weights together at the top. We want to make sure we are flying over the chest and not our face. Good. Incredible. Core is on, just keeping us really steady all the way through. Even when we're lying on the floor, we have to make sure we are steady. Great job. We're just going for that 8 to 12 rep range. Great. When you're there, you then push these weights together and you come down into that crush press and back up. We are now in that second movement. So my arms are going to slide against my side body, and I'm still doing this crush press right over my chest. Already getting the shakes. Wow, those are two movements that when you throw them in back to back, they really work together to get into that muscle growth and that burn. Holy moly. Okay, good. 8 to 12 reps. When I say 8 to 12, it's 8 if you're using very heavy weights and that's your max. Good. And then 12 if you're really at the higher end. All right, shake out those arms. That's one set. We're gonna go and do that all over again. So the beauty of these supersets in this particular class is that we're gonna get it done. We're gonna get each muscle group done, and then we move on to the next, okay? All right, when you're ready, we go back to those chest flies. So grabbing those weights. I knew I was forgetting something. I don't have my weightlifting gloves. Good. I started this video and I said, I feel like I'm forgetting something and I can't quite put my finger on it. I know what it is now. Good. Just taking your time here. There's not a rush when we are working on our strength. There's always time for power and speed in different workouts, but for our lifted program, we are really taking our time with each lift. Good. Getting to your rep range, whatever that is for you. And then immediately going into those crush presses. Oh my goodness. This crush press here really starts to work just like in lifted foundations when you crush these weights together, and you'll start to feel the chest muscles really turn on, as well as your triceps and shoulders. One of my favorite moves. I've heard from a few of you who also love this one, so I brought it back. Good. Get into your rep range, weights down. Let those muscles have a little recovery here. And then we're going to get into our third and final set with chest. Wow, that burns. Okay, here we go, here we go. Last set, we go into those flies. And just like in every video, if you feel like you need a little bit more time for recovery or to get your reps done, then please just press pause. These videos really aren't made to be watched every single time that you do the workout. I think they would be very long-winded. Thank you, Boots. They would be very long-winded. I really want you to use them as a guide for the first week or two, and then really get into getting your workout done using your tracker. However, if you just like the company when you're working out, I'm here for you. Good. So I'm back in my flies. This is set number 3. The final one before we move into shoulders. Definitely feeling that third set. And then immediately getting into crush press. When you're doing these workouts, I also want you to know that if you're doing 3 sets, and let's say the first set you get 10 reps, the second set you get 10 reps, and on the third set you're like, I cannot get past 8 reps, that's okay. They don't have to match. That's telling you that your muscles are working, and then you make it a goal to make it to 10 sets, or sorry, 10 reps in that third set. There we go. The next time you work out, okay? So it doesn't always have to be the same thing every single set. That's part of the growth process. This is how we work towards building strength. Okay, chest, superset, done and gone. I love these two. We're gonna stand up and we are going into our shoulder superset. So our two moves is an Arnold press. So we're gonna hold our weights, palms face us, right? Palms face your face. And then you're going to turn and press up. So there's a little twist in there. And then we're gonna go for our lighter weights, and we're gonna go into a lateral raise with a little hold at the top and then a gentle lower. Okay, it's about a 3-second hold. It's gonna be spicy. Okay, those are our two moves. I'm gonna do my Arnold press with my 15s, and then I'm gonna do my lateral raise with my 10s. So I'm just gonna make sure everything is really close because we do want to get into um, those moves back to back. Okay, ready? Let's go. Arnold press, 8 to 12 reps. Let's do it. My shoulders and chest are already on fire. Good. Triceps are coming to the party now too. Wow. So I have a little bend in my knees. My core is turned on. Of course, we're here pressing overhead, so we want to make sure we're zipping our ribs down. We're breathing. We're not holding our breath throughout this exercise. My palms start by facing in and then twist and press up. Good. Right away, when you're done your rep count, you're gonna go right into your lateral raise with a hold. So a little bend in our elbows. We're gonna come up, hold, and then gently lower. Oh, that's spicy. Good. Up, hold, gently lower. You might have to work with weights that are lighter than you would generally do for a lateral raise because we have that little hold, okay? Good. So I'm here, my knees are bent. I'm lifting my arms to about shoulder height, and then I'm controlling that lower on the way down, right? Yes. Good. Whew. Oh my gosh, that is something. Good, good, good. Shoulders are down. We're not bringing them up towards our ears. Nice. I'm going to do one more. Bringing it up. Hold. Gently lower. Good. All right, shake it out. That's your shake out time in between sets, okay? Whew, is that really only one set of shoulders? Okay, we are moving back into those Arnold press. We like rest time in between the exercises, but we don't, ideally, we try not to have too much rest time because we want those supersets to build. Are you feeling it? Okay, here we go. Arnold press. When you're ready, you're just gonna press up and then back down. Good. Press up, little bend in your knees. And when we press up with our dumbbells, there's still a slight bend in my elbows. Nice work, nice work. Oh, oh my gosh. I always tell myself it's not gonna be that bad, Megan. We are strong, we are capable. Finish your 8 to 12. And like I'm using lighter weights than I normally do. And here I am, struggling through demoing this workout for you every single time. All right, here we go. We're gonna hold nice and solid, lift and hold, gently lower. Shoulders, really feeling it here. Good. Having these two exercises back to back rather than three like we did in foundations, it feels almost a little bit more manageable. Like I say, a lot of times our workouts, it becomes a mind game. Good. Ooh, just a couple more. We are so close to finishing that second set. Good, good, good. Oh, This whole move is really in that hold and that lower. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. Wow. Okay, amazing. Shake that out. Yeah, upper body is definitely feeling this one. Okay, third and final set for shoulders. Then we move into triceps. Good news is we are back on the floor for triceps, okay? All right, we've got this. We're good. We're good. Let's go. Arnold press. Here we go. Final set. Final set. Ooh, good. This set should feel quite difficult, but not impossible. Good, good, good. Wow, humbling. Good. Finish your reps. And then as soon as you are done those Arnold presses, you're switching those weights up to probably lower, and we're going into those lateral raises with the pause. Here we go. I really like these. Not in the moment, but I like the work that it brings in to our shoulder superset. Good. That's it, that's it. So these weights are just coming up to shoulder height and then lowering down. You will feel your shoulders over the next few days, that is for sure. Good. Now, if you have a clicking in your shoulder or anything like that, something doesn't feel good, you can always lift in that bent arm raise and do the same thing, okay? I know a lot of times we have little shoulder injuries or just some movements don't feel as good in the shoulders, so we can always modify. Okay, I think I might have one more in me. Let's go. Struggling. Okay, amazing. Amazing. Let those arms go. That is superset number 2 of 4 done. We are moving on to triceps. Like I said, we're back on the mat. So I'm gonna actually work with just my 10s, my lighter set of weights. But again, don't limit yourself, okay? Really push the boundaries with what you're comfortable with when you're lifting in this program. Okay, so move number 1, we're going to go into a kneeling kickback. So I'm here, I'm going to push my bum back, elbows are going to be high, and I'm just bending and extending from my elbow joints, there we go, into tricep kickbacks. And then I'm going to lie down on the floor. I'm going to hold my weights up high, and I'm going to come into a tricep skull crusher. Between these two exercises, your triceps will probably want to escape your body. So on that note, let's get moving. So we're going to start with those kickbacks. Lighter weights here is what I'm using. You decide what you need. We're going to hold those weights up, elbows up, and just kick back. Good. We don't want to be tucking our chin here. There we go. We want to be looking a little bit ahead. We want to try to get these weights up high and really squeeze the triceps at the top. Good. Don't let them fall. You control the lower. When you're done your reps, you come into a lying down position. Weights are high. And again, we lower from the elbows and push up top. Weights are going to come to either side of your head, so close to your ears. Good. My core is on, as always. I'm fighting for these reps. My shoulders are holding steady. They're not moving. I'm just bending and extending from the elbows. Ooh, good. When you're done, you have your little break in between. We're gonna switch back into those kickbacks. Okay, not so bad. That one felt okay. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go right into my kickbacks. So I'm going to hinge back, elbows up, and here we go. Again, it's bending and extending from the elbow. I'm squeezing my glutes. My core is on. Great job. Finish up those reps. Yep. And then right into tricep skull crushers. Weights are high. And we bend, extend at the elbows. That's the most important part. We already did the overhead lat pulls in our biceps and back exercise. And that one is when we are really taking those weights overhead. The shoulders are involved in that overhead move. This one, our shoulders are involved, but just holding steady. Good. Finishing up your reps. Oh, incredible. Okay, one more time through on this one. Giving your arms a little break. Good. All right, here we go. Here we go. Last time through. Love supersets. The way they just take you from thinking you're going to be just doing another workout to really just annihilating those muscle groups is a humbling experience every single time. Good. Getting your reps in, switching positions when you're ready. Back to back without any breaks. That's your superset. Triceps are really starting to come together. If you're having a hard time keeping your arms where they're supposed to be for a skull crusher, think about holding a ball between your elbows, like a beach ball, so you can't drop it, okay? That's a really good kind of way to imagine keeping your arms in place. When you're done with that one, okay? Oh, all right. You're gonna come back up to standing, water, towel, whatever you need. And we're gonna go into our last superset. And this one is triceps and shoulders. So we've got one tricep move, one shoulder move, and then we're gonna get into our finisher, okay? So our tricep move is gonna be an overhead tricep extension. I like to do this one from standing, and I'm gonna have a bit of a staggered stance here, just to give me a little bit of support on the bottom. A staggered stance is just when I step back with one foot and kind of lean a little bit more into it. So my weight is evenly distributed, and it's just giving me a wider base to work from, okay? So that's move number one. We're gonna keep our biceps by our ears as we lift and lower our weights behind our head. You can use one weight, you can use two weights, it's totally up to you. I'm gonna use two to start, we'll see what happens. And then our second move is going to be alternating front raise. That's one, two, okay? So we're gonna alternate the sides. And that's your superset. Are we ready to rumble? Let's go, let's go. All right, here we go. Overhead tricep extension, biceps right by your ears. I'm going to open up to a wider stance, but you can also have your feet side by side as well, okay? I'm gonna glue these weights together. I'm gonna hide them behind my head, and then I extend them up. Again, we are bringing these weights up overhead. So we wanna make sure that we are closing our ribs down. What I mean by that is when I'm coming up, I'm not opening up my chest like this. I'm closing it down. Again, we are bending and extending from those elbows, hitting those triceps one more time. And when you are done those, you're gonna come into your alternating front raise. I want palms to face each other. So it's like a little hammer raise. That's one. Good. One. Whew. Nice job. So this one is shoulders, but it is also triceps. You're gonna feel your triceps turn on as those weights come down. Good. Maybe you can go a little bit heavier here in these front raises because you're only doing one side at a time. You're alternating. It's totally up to you. Good. Oh my goodness. That burns. Good. Control that lower. And when you're done, you put those weights down, shake it out, okay? All right. That's set one. Set two, coming right up. Here we go. Overhead tricep extension, gluing my weights together and in to that movement. Ribs come down. Shoulders are still working here because we have these weights overhead. They are stabilizing. Getting the shakes. Oh my goodness. Oh, good. And then right into those alternating front raises when you're ready. Take your time. Palms face in. It's like a little bit of a hammer raise here. Little bend in my elbows as usual. And we control that move the entire way. It would be very easy to just lift and let that dumbbell drop, but then we're taking all the work out of it. So when we slow everything down and feel that control each way, that's when we know we are working our muscles to their maximum potential. I'm gonna do one more on each side. Incredible. Good. Second set already done. Whoa. Okay. Here we go into our final set. Okay, I'm feeling jacked. I'm feeling jacked. I'm feeling good. Here we go. 3. I don't know why I'm counting you down, but it feels good to count you down. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Boy, creature of habit here. Creature of habit. Good. Really stay with it. When you're done, you know what to do. Bring those weights down by your side. Alternate that front raise. That front raise is just coming to about shoulder height. So we don't need to take it any further than that. My knees are slightly bent. I'm holding my glutes in nice and tight. So that helps me keep my core engaged and on. Good, just a few more. Final superset right here. I'm gonna do one more on each side. Again, and as always, you do you. You take your time and you get through those reps. That was amazing. Okay, our finisher is body weight, and our finisher is all push-ups. So we have 4 different push-ups. This is a 2-minute finisher. We're gonna do each push-up for 30 seconds. I'm going to demo them right now so we can just transition pretty quickly from push-up to push-up, okay? So our first one is going to be a regular push-up. When I'm here in my push-up position, I have my hands kind of maybe a little bit wider than my shoulders, and I have my elbows coming down at an angle. So I don't want to see anyone pushing up like this. This is going to hurt your shoulders. So we want to make sure that we take our elbows down on that, I think it's like a 45-degree angle. So we want to do it that way for our regular push-ups, okay? So you can do this from your knees or your toes. But we're gonna come in and get those push-ups done for 30 seconds, coming up and down. If you're doing it from your knees, you're here. Push-up number 2, we're gonna take it up to our toes, and then we're gonna come into a down dog. We're gonna walk the feet in a little bit, and we wanna imagine getting our hairline, or maybe the top of our head, down to the mat. So we're gonna come into dolphin push-ups. Feel free to walk those feet in a little bit more. We really want to have our bum up in the air for these ones. And again, our elbows are going to come down at that angle, okay? That's number 2. Push-up number 3 is going to be a tricep push-up. So my hands are much closer together, and instead of my elbows coming out on that angle, they are coming in. So my elbows are going to point towards the back of the room as I come into that tricep push-up. Okay, and then push-up number 4, you're just gonna hold a regular push-up like we did for the first one, but we're just gonna hold low. It's just a push-up hold. 30 seconds for each of these. This is gonna be great. It's all about mindset, right? All right, regular push-ups, 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go right into it. Right into it. Now, you are coming off of a superset. So I want you to, oh my goodness, be okay with doing a variety of push-ups in a modified position if that's what you need. You are in your burnout. This is not about getting as many perfect push-ups as possible. It's just about getting into that burnout mode. 3, 2, 1, into those dolphin push-ups. Pushing the bum up into down dog, rocking the feet forward, and imagining, holy moly, getting the top of your head towards that mat. Do your best. This is tough. Whew. My toes and the balls of the feet are on the mat. My heels are up. Wow. Humbling yet again. Beautiful push up for the shoulders, if you can feel it. 3, 2, 1. Okay, tricep push up. Let's go. We're in our third third push up. I'm doing these with the knees down. Do what you need to do. My elbows are coming to the wall behind me. I'm letting my arms glide against my side body here. Good. Whew. Amazing. If this feels hard, it's because it really is. It really is tough. 3, 2, 1. I want you to get back into a push-up position, whether it's from your knees or your toes. And we are just going to get into a push-up hold. You're holding low. Wow. Good. Hold as low as you can for as long as you can. Let it go, then come back. Do you feel those triceps? Wow. Amazing. This finisher is one of the toughest ones we have ever done for upper body. 3, 2, 1. Done. Wow. Stay where you are. Bring your knees in a little bit. Expand them away from each other. Toes together. Okay, bum back and come into child's pose. We're just going to have a little bit of a cool down here. Couple deep breaths. And then when you're ready, lift your bum up from your heels. Give me a thumbs up on each hand, and then try to get your armpits down towards the floor as low as you can. This is a beautiful stretch for your shoulders. We've done these in a few of our workouts here on the app. Letting your breath come back to normal. Oh my gosh. Good. I'm going to come into a comfortable seated position on my knees. If that's not comfortable for you, find one that's for you. I'm going to interlock my fingers or interlace my fingers behind me. Open up my chest. I'm actually going to do this from a little bit of a tall kneeling. I'm going to look up. I'm opening my chest here. Amazing. Roll it out. Take one arm over, pull it down away from your ear, and look over the shoulder that you are stretching. Couple deep breaths. This is a very quick cool down. I would recommend you do an extended cool down if you can. Let your breath come back down to normal. Good. Stretch out your muscles. That was incredible. Absolutely amazing job on your upper body push. I will see you next time.